What is going on, guys? It's your average programmer here, and today we are going to be talking about arrays. Now, an array is just a data structure that allows you to store multiple values of the same data type in the same place. Now let's go ahead and open up MSDN and let's take a look at some documentation on arrays. It says that you can store multiple values of the same type in an array data structure, which is what I just said. You can declare an array by specifying the type of its elements. Now, I know I told you that an array contains elements of the same type, and that is the normal way of using arrays. Once you start to put different types into one array, it starts to get complicated, which is why I told you only elements of the same type you would put in an array. But if you want the array to store elements of any type, you can specify object as its type. So instead of having an array of just integers, you can use this object keyword right here to store elements of different data types like string, boolean, integer, whatever it is. So let's go ahead and open up Visual Studio and let's get to coding. Now again, an array, for now we're going to use objects of the same type, just so we don't get confused here. Every element we put in the array is going to be of the same type. I'm going to create a new project, call it array. So we're going to start off by creating an array using object initialization syntax, which is the easiest way to create arrays. I'm going to show you in a little bit here once this loads up. Here we are. I hope all of you are doing good and staying healthy from the coronavirus. Be sure to sanitize and stay sanitary. Always make sure to wash your hands. Always make sure to avoid people that are sick, just so you can prevent yourself from getting any kind of sickness, especially during this time. Alright, so let's go ahead and declare an integer or an array of integers. So in order to declare an array, if you watch my previous video, I believe it was 2 videos ago where we talked about data types in C#, you saw that we declared a variable by first typing out its type, writing out its data type. So as you know, int is a data type, and in order to declare an array of integers, you would use the brackets. So if you just want to declare one integer, you would write int and then the name num1 equals 10, and that would be your variable, which is an integer. But since we want an array, we're going to use these square brackets to show that it's a culmination of numbers. So we've got int, and then we're going to name it. I'm going to call it this array of numbers. So that is how you would declare, well, sorry, I'm not done yet. Equals new int. We're going to use object initialization syntax. That's how you would declare an array of integers. In order to do string, you would do the same thing, you just change this data type. So instead of having integer, you would have string, and of course up here, string. This is how you declare an array of string. The reason it's yelling at me here is because I already have a variable named array of numbers. We'll change it to array of strings, which we're going to do later. So that's array of strings. So we're going to go ahead and declare, let's say, 5 integers. You're going to go 4, 50, 10, 1000, and let's go with 75. This, we've just declared an array of integers, as you can see here, called array of numbers, and that contains these values. Now there are 5 values here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but arrays are 0 based, which means that the first element in the array starts at 0. So instead of counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 numbers, it would be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Those would be the position of the elements in the array. So let's go ahead and let's say console.writeLine array of numbers. I want to go dot length just to show you that. What am I doing? Just to show you the length of it, and it's gonna say 5 because of course we've got 5 elements. As you can see, get 5 elements. But again, we've got 5 elements here, but it starts at 0. So if we were to say array of numbers and we would go 5, this is how you would get the 5th element in the array, which we don't have because it starts at 0 again, up to 4. If we were to run that, it's going to give us an exception, system.index out of range, because 5 is out of range of the array since array is 0 based, so it counts 1 to 4 for this particular array. So that is how you declare an array. That and 5 is the length of the array, but again, an array is 0 based. Now let's say you wanted to get the number 1000 from the array. Again, you would count 0, 1, 2, 3. So it's the 3rd element in the array. Sorry, it's the 4th element in the array, but position 3. I do not know what I'm saying right now. 4th element in the array, but position 3. So this is how you would access the number 1000. You would write the variable name or the name of the array, either one. Array of numbers, open brackets, and inside you would put the index number of the position of the number you want to grab. So 1000 is at position 3. We're gonna run this and we're gonna get 1000. As you can see here, I'm gonna zoom in just in case you can't see. We get 1000 here. So that is how you would access different elements in the array. Now I'm going to show you how to declare an array a different way. This is the easy way. Not saying the other way is more complex, but this is just a more elegant way of writing it. So we would declare an integer array, same case. We've got our variable of integer array, name, and in here we would specify the number of elements we want in the array. So we're going to say 5. Now, sorry, let me delete this. It's not supposed to be here. 5. So it's a array of numbers at position 0. What number do we want? We want, let's say, 50. Array of numbers at position 1. Let's say we want 1000. Let's go ahead and just duplicate these. 3, 4, 5. Let's say at position 2 we want 20. Position 3 we want 9. Change this to 3. And at position 4 we want, let's say, 64. This is another way to inject these elements into that array. So at array 0 you have 50, array 1 you have 1000, and so forth, just as we did before. But instead of doing this and entering the numbers in here, we have it this way, where we write the name of the array and then we open up brackets to tell the compiler that we want this element at whatever index we put in here. So I'm going to show you if we console.writeLine array of numbers at position, let's grab 20, it's at position 2. So we're gonna go ahead and we've grabbed 20. Now I'm going to show you how to do it with strings. Strings are pretty much the same way, but I want to show you just in case you may be a little confused. So same case scenario, string with open brackets, let's say array of strings equals a new string array. We're going to use object initialization syntax. So in here, we don't have to specify the number of elements we have because it's going to automatically count it by however many we put in here. So we're going to say, I'm going to put fruits, apples. We're going to go banana. Oh, forgot I think I spelled banana wrong too, but whatever. Let's say strawberry. Let me zoom out here. Let's go two more. My favorite fruit, which is peach. If you don't like peaches, then stop watching this video, please. And we're gonna say mango. I love mangoes too. This is how you would declare an array of strings. Again, this is how you would declare a normal string. String name equals James, and this is how you declare an array of strings. An array of strings. Sorry about that, guys. So let's delete this, and we've got all these strings in here of fruits. Now I'm going to show you a way to access these elements easily, print out these elements individually easy. So with a for loop, you would have to go for var I equals 0, I is less than or equal to array of strings dot length I plus plus. As long as I is less than or equal to, we're gonna go I plus plus. You would do this, and you would do array or console dot right line array of strings, and you would put index I to loop through all of the elements in here. Let me delete this, sorry. And then you would, in order to access all of them, you get this way. You've got, oh, sorry. This is supposed to be less than. So you've got all the elements right here. Apples, bananas, strawberries, mango. But there's an easier way to access all of these elements, to print them out individually. And that's with the for each loop. So for each var fruit in, now this fruit name is whatever name you want to call it, and then you would specify the array name, array of strings. You would console.writeLine fruit, which is each individual element in the array. See, you get the same thing, but the code is much neater and much easier to write with a for each statement. And that's how you would access different elements in an array. You could do the same thing with the integer array if you want to. So that's it about array, guys. I hope you learned something. If you did, please leave it down in the comments below. If you didn't, please let me know what I could have done better to help you learn. And that's all I have for you. Just be sure to practice different arrays with different data types. It's pretty much all the same. And again, you can also have an array with different data types, but I didn't do it in this video because it's a bit more advanced, and I just want to give you the basics of arrays. And you would normally use arrays with the same data type if you were to create some kind of application. But again, I hope you learned something. If you did, hit the like button, and I'll see you around. Be sure to stay safe, and all of you take care. Thank you for watching.